Okay. This is Juana Capote. I'm here with Leah, and we're interviewing Helga Leaney on the Native. It is September 21st, 2013. So the first question is, when did you start working here?
1989.
And how did you hear about the job?
We didn't hear about the job. We created it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's awesome. So was it on this ship?
No. It was on a smaller 40-passenger crew boat, they called it. That only lasted till we did 2 years with it, and the response was so good that we wanted something that was more specific to the Fraser River. So we searched for a paddle wheeler and happened to find one right here in Richmond.
Was it the ship that you found? Mm-hmm. So had you had experience working on ships before?
No.
And you just picked it up in 1989? And
well, we did a lot of studying. We did a lot of pleasure cruising, that kind of stuff, pleasure craft with boats up rivers, up lakes, whatever, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
So why a ship and not a restaurant?
Well, because, do I have time to tell you the little story that goes with this?
Sure.
Okay. Because we did a lot of pleasure boating, okay? We had never been up the Fraser River before. We always went out to Old Indian Arm or up Pitt Lake, out in anywhere, but the Fraser River. And I don't know what caused us to actually put the boat in the Fraser River. It was over by the Port Man Bridge. There was a little ramp. We put the boat in there. We just wanted to check it out, right? So we went upriver and we ended up at Fort Langley. It was so beautiful. And I said to my husband, I can't believe this. Nobody knows how beautiful this is. Wouldn't it be nice if we could show other people that we have a beautiful river? And that's what started the whole thing. His wheels started turning and blah, blah, blah. That's it. Mm-hmm. And it's been a struggle because nobody else recognizes the Fraser River as being an important part of our history. And so, but that's how it started. So it wasn't that we had boating experience and whatever. I never had dreamed of opening my own restaurant, no. What we always wanted was just a tour boat to show people and tell them about the history, what's going on the river, all that sort of stuff. That was always our mandate. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, we couldn't make a living at it, so we had to add things. That's why we now have a licensed bar. We serve food. All these things had to be added in order to make it something that people wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how did things change in that first year?
Change?
You said that at first you weren't quite recognized.
We're still not recognized. Honestly, we're not. If you ask anybody out on the street and tell them that you went on a paddle wheeler from New Westminster, they say, really?
So your connection with the river is quite strong.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it isn't because I was born here or anything else. I love history and I love what happened here. And I don't think enough people know about it, even to this day. If you say you're going to go to travel on the Rhine, do you know where you're going? Of course. If I tell somebody from another country, I'm going to go up the Fraser River, they'll say, well, where is that? Right? That's the challenge we have. And that's what really bothers me is that politicians, whatever, they still don't understand how important this river is to the economy of BC. This is what started the Lower Mainland, and yet nobody understands that. That's what makes us really frustrated, and that's the word we've always wanted to get out, but we're only little tiny people. We don't have an unlimited amount of financial at our back. It's just us, and we're doing our best. And little by little, people are becoming more aware, but boy, 24 years later, and we're still struggling to make people aware that this is an important part of BC.
So you feel you're contributing to the community, absolutely.
Yeah.
Clearly. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Absolutely.
But how has the community responded? You say not very well, but I mean, you're still in business.
Yes, believe me, and it's not been easy.
No, certainly.
But the community, that's a good question. There are some communities now that are asking us to be a part of their tourism. It takes a lot because you need docking facilities, and then of course you've got fisheries involved, you've got the environment involved. There's a lot of things that are involved in creating access to the river. And I know that's a big challenge. And what it needs is different communities to accept the fact that if they did create that access, it's going to be to their advantage. I know it's going to cost a lot of money. We can't do it. Communities, I don't know who, it has to be community-based, right?
So how has your experience been with New Westminster docking there?
I mean, our dock?
Yes.
The dock is fine.
Okay.
The dock is fine. We were put out of our original site when the casino moved in. And we were very visible. We were right by our office. That's where we should be.
Right.
They pushed us to the back where nobody sees us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why did that happen?
The casino brought them more money than we did.
But now that the casino has moved?
Ask the city.
So how about, how has the waterfront evolved other than the casino? Have you?
How was it?
Yes.
How is it?
How was it when you started? How
when
is it
when
now?
we first started, okay, you know where that white building is? That is our office, the little, okay?
Yeah.
Our boat was right there. The market was busy. There was always, we used to have, most of our traffic was walk-on traffic.
Right.
People would see us, they'd say, oh, when are you going out? I want to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Right there. Now, unless they've booked ahead, we don't know. There's no walk-on traffic, really. I mean, I don't think it's even 1% because we're hidden. Nobody sees us. When you walk down the boardwalk, what do you see? The Samson 5. And then we're hidden behind it. If you don't walk any further, if you only go to see Simon Fraser's bust or go to the pub, you don't see us. You don't know we're there. Yeah. So I know it's not good. It's not good, but I don't know how to answer any more about that because
That's fair. That's perfect. Thank you very much for that. Have you noticed other changes along the river over the last 24 years?
Oh, well, of course. There's far less the mills have closed, so many mills have closed. We've got more bridges, newer bridges. The Golden Ears Bridge did not exist. The ferry system existed in Fort Langley, which it doesn't do anymore. So, yeah, there's still lots of traffic on the river, of course, and there always will be. But other than that, well, more, I guess, more, not industrial, but more housing on the river. Like when we go up to Fort Langley now, that used to be all pretty much wilderness on the left side. Now it's beautiful houses. I mean, it's gorgeous. They have access to the river right there. So yeah, that has changed a lot. Yeah.
And how have your duties changed?
My duties?
Yes.
They haven't.
Okay.
They've increased.
Yes, certainly.
Did you have experience running a food business before this?
Yes, I had my own food.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a deli and I worked for another restaurant. Yeah.
Yes,
Ups and downs. Anything stand out as overwhelmingly positive, or is there any particular downsides to the job?
Going through the winter season is a really big downside. Believe me.
Certainly.
By the time the end of December comes in January, February, March, it's like, okay, what do we do now? it's been like that since we started, and we just struggle through. Yeah. My aim is that I would be booked up for all the big major days in the summertime ahead of time. Like a lot of big businesses, big travel agencies, they say, oh, well, we're booking 2015 now, right? That kind of thing. Wouldn't that be nice?
Certainly. And how about relationships with coworkers? Have you obviously
We're all
great
family
group
here.
Yeah.
We all work together. We don't have co-workers. We have partners.
Right. Excellent partnership. Good. All right. I think that covers my basics.
Yeah,
Anything
you're
else?
good?
Well, I just wanted to ask, throughout the year, the river itself, how is it going?
How does it change, you mean?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well, in the spring you have freshet, which is a challenge. So we have learned not to book too many Fort Langley cruises during that time because it takes a long time. This boat is not a race boat. It does not go fast. When you've got the tide coming in, freshet coming against it, it's pushing against us.
Yes.
So we have taken 1 year when we took 6 hours to get to Fort Langley. So that happens May to the end of most of the week into July. Then it calms down. We still have challenges because it is a tidal river. So if we happen to be going against the tide, of course, then we have to really monitor the time, okay? We may not get to where some people think we can get because by the time we get back, we get pushed back, but it's a real struggle to get up. So, I mean, other than that, there's no big challenges. With the smaller amount of logging that's been, mills and stuff, we don't seem to have quite as many deadheads in the river as we used to. You'd have to ask the captain because I'm not, that's not my expertise. But I don't see them so much anymore. So I think maybe that has helped a bit. But hey, it's not a friendly river. It's a mean river. It can be very mean, but it's also a great river, and we love it.
Sorry, one more question. Have you formed partnerships with other businesses along the river?
No, we've never been able to find anybody that would. I mean, it would be great if something would work like that, but no.
Have you worked with the Fraser River Discovery Center?
Yes, as much as we can. The problem is they do a lot of schools. And schools nowadays, because of liability, they can't afford to pay the price that we have to charge. Fuel prices have gone up. Staff prices have gone up. Like, we're running a vessel, and we can't do it for $5. So that's been a challenge. And even though they do put it, we used to have programs which included the Discovery Center, the Sampson, and us on the boat. And we need numbers. We need big numbers, and we can't go out for nothing. So because there is no sponsorship or anything like that, it makes it very difficult.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Discovery Center has funding, so they can bring a school program on for very little money. We're not funded by anybody. We rely on somebody to pay it. I don't know how you do that. Like, I don't know how they implement things like that. I have absolutely no clue. But for school programs, you would think that it could be part of a curriculum. We used to do lots of schools at one time, years ago. But two things. A lot of the teachers don't.
Okay.